Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody. It's Bridget Kroll, and it's, where was she?
Yay!
Jen Harmon. You see her, the beautiful blonde who just got her hair did today. So cute. Welcome, Dream Team. Welcome, Guts and Grace. Jen and I are both emeralds with Plexus Worldwide, and actually, we were chatting in Maui in September. That was my first time to Maui with Sparky, with my husband. It was Jennifer's second time, correct?
Right.
Oh my goodness. Such a dream. I feel like it just was this dream. It happened and I was there, but anyway. But Jen and I actually, we knew each other before Maui, just a little bit, but we ended up sitting next to each other right in the middle of the trip. Our company did kind of a little, a gathering, like a training time. And honestly, I thought to myself, why are we doing training in Maui? You know, Plexus, what are you doing? But you know, deep down I knew, I thought, this company always does things right. I know it's going to be refreshing. I know it's going to be awesome, whatever they have planned. So it ended up being Bob Heilig. And Jen and I had chatted just a little bit right before he got up there, and we were kind of sharing where we were in our businesses and some of the challenges, some of the joys. And literally, when he got up there, he was like nailing some of the things that we had been talking about. You know, when that happens and we were just looking at each other like, oh, it was such a refreshing time. And I just loved Jennifer and her husband. They are so funny, you guys. If you don't know Jennifer here and you're with Guts and Grace, her and her hubby live in Georgia, so she is on Eastern time. And they homeschool their 6 kids. And Jen, do you just want to take it away and share who you are, how long you've been with Plexus? I'm just dying for our team to know a little bit about you and what your journey has looked at like up to Emerald.
Oh, it's been good. And it's funny because have you heard Bob's podcast about God doesn't make junk?
Yes.
The latest, and he was talking about when he was speaking in Hawaii and how he had that moment and all that, and that was us that he was speaking to. I was like crying. Yeah, if you haven't heard Bob's, I think it's podcast 96 maybe. God doesn't make junk. You guys need to listen to that. It's amazing. But yes, that was awesome moment. And I had a really a lot of aha moments in Maui when Bob spoke. All right, so like she said, I am Jennifer Harmon, mama to 6. We do live here in Georgia. So I started with Plexus in 2014. I'd already known about the value of supplements, and I was on stuff, literally all like 20 supplements a day, but they weren't doing anything for me. I just was taking them because, you needed supplements. And so I'd heard about Plexus through Shoshana Easling, the bulk herb store. And I thought, when I found out about it, I was pregnant with baby number 6. And so I just kind of assumed it was weight loss. But I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, if she can put her stamp of approval on it, it's got to be really clean. Because I knew Shoshana's standards were really high. So that kind of filed that away in the back of my mind. That was 2013 probably. So in 2014, we went to a family conference, and I actually ran into Kristen Abart. She was a stranger. Our kids were playing like in a little craft booth thing. And we were just moms standing there, watching our kids. And she struck up a conversation, and you know how that is. You just start talking to people, and one thing led to another, and in her wonderful way, she starts asking questions. And if you know Kristen, you know she is the question guru. She's amazing with that. So she started asking me questions, and I was like, wow, she's really interested. It was great. We love to talk about ourselves, y'all. We do. It's true. And so she's asking me what we like to do, our hobbies and all this. And so one of our passions has been our dream forever, is for my husband to leave corporate America and for us to have land and him kind of farm and have a family business, just whatever he wanted to do. And so I told her that, a little bit of that. And she said, well, have you thought about network marketing to help you reach that goal? And I was like, well, not really, but I kind of knew about it, what what it was. I actually was doing a jewelry company at the time when I met her. She bought some necklaces for me and I bought Plexus from her. Yeah, right. So I started on the triplex. I stopped all my other supplements. She called me the next day. We set up a time. She's like, I'll call you. I'll go over the 3 ways to buy. She said, and then we talked on the phone the next day. And she said, I was really I couldn't decide, preferred or ambassador. Which way do I go? So the next day she called me again. She's like, I'll call you tomorrow at such and such time, and you tell me which way is best for you. And I was like, okay. So we talked about it. My husband's like, it's $35. It's a no-brainer. Just do that. I was like, okay. So I was open to the business because I was a stay-at-home mom. We had no income. And I had done a couple of things. Obviously, I'd done jewelry, but you had to do like parties and you had inventory, all that stuff. I always lost money with that because I would buy jewelry and never make money. But anyway, so I joined. The products were amazing. They helped me in ways I didn't realize they could help me. I started getting energy. I had skin issues that got better after, the 3rd and 4th month. Guys, these were skin issues I had since I was little, like in elementary school. I remember having, creams and lotions and all that. So that started getting better the 3rd and 4th month. I had other digestive issues. Anyway, so I started seeing results with that. And I did start sharing it. My post in September the 18th was my first post ever. The day I got my welcome pack, I took a picture. I put it on Facebook. I was not on Facebook. Like maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, I got on Facebook. I only had about 300 friends. I never posted ever. If I post a year, I never got any interaction. I just wasn't, and I never commented on people's stuff. I never liked people's stuff. I just wasn't involved. Basically, I wasn't on social media. So it was, a big deal. But I was like, oh, what have I got to lose? So I started sharing on social media, and people started messaging me, and I really didn't do a lot of cold messages right at first. Probably it was about November until I started doing some cold messaging. So it was a couple of months in. I didn't actually go silver until December. So I was 3 months in before I went silver. And then I went gold the following February. So it's kind of a quick silver, December, gold in February. So we kind of were adding 8, 9 months. And so my husband, after a couple of months of making money, he's like, what are you doing? Because you're making money and you're not going anywhere and we're not in the red. This is legit. So he looks at the comp plan and in a serious way, okay, how does this work? And he was really impressed. And we watched Sheila Medina's The Power of 3, which was amazing. And we saw vision in a way that, I knew how much money Kristen was making. I went to an opportunity event and somebody asked to see her paycheck, y'all. There was a girl there who asked to see her paycheck. So I got to see her paycheck and Jarrett's paycheck. And I was like, holy cow. Because she was an emerald and he was a diamond at the time. So I knew the money was real, right? I knew it was legit, but you always think it can't happen to me. You always think, well, there's something I'm missing, or I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever enough, So when we watched the Power 3, my husband was the comp plan, he was like, we can do this. We can do this. So we started going for it. We started really treating it like a business and not a hobby. So, we were doing events with our team, was reaching out, doing my IPA. And so things just started growing. And let's see, I went emerald in May of 2017. So last year. So we're just working for Sapphire and trying to, get there. But we're really, we've joined, since Maui, we have joined Bob's Legacy Leadership Academy and absolutely loving it. I really resonate with Bob's message of leading with love and a legacy. And so that's really been a direction, a shift, a really big shift for us mentally in the last couple of months. So like Bridget said, it's been a big year of processing. My husband was able to leave corporate America. I don't know where that came from. He was able to leave corporate America, you guys, and come home in January. So he's been here almost a year. So that was obviously, it's been amazing, but it's been a challenge, because I've had been here by myself, with the kids all this time. And anyway, so we worked through that, and then just working through things in our business and really figuring out the path that we want to take as leaders, and what really gets our heart and what really we're passionate about. And we're passionate about Plexus. And I told our team, I had a really vulnerable call with our team the other night. And you guys that are on our team know it was really vulnerable for us. But over the last year, we've had a lot of just, trying to figure out where all, how this all works together, and family and Plexus. And, I told our team, I said, the one thing through all these struggles and, is this, and that's what I want to be really honest. Is it okay if I'm really honest?
Please.
Bridget. Because I'm going to be really honest. And because a lot of our team, they reached out and they were like, wow, like I was really struggling with, is this still what I need to be doing? And people think, you're Emerald. You have a car. You make 5 figures a month. You went to Maui. Like, how can you? But guys, success is not an end all. Like, finances or cars and stuff, like that is fulfilling for about 24 hours. And then it's gone. You know what I love my car. I've wanted a Lexus since I was could drive. But at the end of the day, I don't wake up and whoa, I can't wait to drive my car, So, but during this time of questioning and really figuring out our leadership we wanted to take, and God has just really shown us a lot of things in the last several months. But I never questioned Plexus. I never questioned the products. I know the products work. My belief is there. My belief in this company has been rock solid, and my belief in this business has been rock solid, network marketing in general. So that's one thing that has not wavered. It's just been how do we take our team to, a different place, if that makes sense. So, all right. I'm rambling. Okay. Bridget.
So good.
Do you have any specific that you want me to say or ask?
No, I just love that. I just love it. Yeah. And it's kind of an ebb flow business, no matter where you're at. And I didn't expect that either. I'm like, once I get to Emerald, I'll feel really real deal, a really, really real deal. And I'll have even more posture. I'll have even more this and I'm like, I'm the same person. And I still have to keep my belief high, and I still have my IPAs, and I'm literally right now, I am working like I was working as a gold.
Right.
I'm so serious. That's how I'm working right now. And Jen and I, you guys, we wanted to come on here and chat about the holidays, because we know how it is being really, I don't even want to say the B word, busy. You know what I mean? Which that's becoming kind of an icky word to me, because I'm realizing, when you say that to yourself over and over and over again, it just crams out so many things that could be possible for you, right? And I am noticing that those on our team, those sidelines that just do not even use that word, they are actually the busiest, truly, practically the busiest people, but somehow they are momentum makers, and they're able to fit in these simple IPAs every day. So anyway, mindset is so much. Jen, do you want to share? And I have my own little tips here. I was like, what are my 4 tips? I was preaching to myself, because that's how I work best. I preach to myself. What are my 4 tips for Bridget Kroll for December, so that I don't get reeled into way too much happening in this day, in this month that can be packed full of events, wonderful things, you guys, with friends, family, church, community. We have a gym family. We have a military community, you guys. What can I do? So I have 4 little tips.
Okay.
And do you feel like you've been doing this since 2014. Jen, what has 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, what has December looked like for you? Do you take off and then jump right in January? What has December looked like for you? And what are you going to do this year?
So December has been, it is a month that's, you're spread thin. I'm not using the B word. You're spread thin. But I honestly, we've tried in the past couple of years to the diamonds in December. We try to do things that keep people, engaged, but not like overwhelmed feeling. So we don't do like major challenges and huge things like that, but we try to do things that keep people, engaged, and we encourage, keep up with your IPA, keep up reaching out, keep up with your posting. It doesn't, just try to do at least the bare basics every day. So that's what we try to encourage. And I really try. December is a month where I love the new year. I get geeked up every year about the new year. And so it's a time for me to I really start thinking about the new year in a way, as far as like goal setting and business setting. So although we try to work and, maintain, it's not a season of like intense activity, if that, for us. So what about you?
Yeah, I love that. Well, the last 2 years, 2016, 2017 were a little bit different. So 2016 was my first Christmas in Plexus. And I'm just going to state this first thing. Like, I think through December, wherever you're at, keep feeding your own belief through that month is so important. And like Jen said, keeping engaged, whether that be following along. We always do something called Diamonds in December. If you're new with us tonight, where you just watch a little, it's like a 3 to 5 minute, always inspirational and practical video clip. And then you can comment. There are prizes, but it just keeps you engaged. But keeping your belief high. So that means, popping in on your team pages if you can. You might miss some team meetings. You can always watch them later. Number 2, I feel like for our family, it's always been decide your non-negotiables for December. And I feel like apart from Plexus, this is so important in life, right? My husband's really good at this. That's not like my natural inclination, but decide, okay, what do I want to do with my kids this December? What's really important to them, to my husband? Okay, we're going to make that happen, whether it be, reading under the Christmas tree every night or 5 days a week, or, your special family meal that you're going to do. That is so helpful, because then those things are in place. Mm-hmm. And with this comes, grabbing your calendar, looking ahead now. As a business owner, even as a silver, you have to have a day planner. I won this one, and I'm going to miss it so much.
I know. They didn't do it this year. I was so bummed.
I worked for this. Isn't that funny? Like, some of the cash prizes don't really like thrill me for whatever reason. I don't know why. That's not what motivates me. But when I saw this amazing planner, I'm like, I'm going to win that. And I did last year. I'm going to miss it in December. I have to find a new one. But get out your calendar and write out the non-negotiables. And then 3, keep out that calendar and plan a couple of things ahead. Yeah. If you want, I don't know, talk to your shareholders, talk to your hubby, talk to your roommate, whatever is going on there, but decide if you want to have one little ladies' night. And it doesn't have to be all about Plexus. It can be a Christmas movie and like eating popcorn together. And yeah, you can totally serve them some pink drink and send them home with a little sample or something. Set up, decide, say, I'm just going to set up 2 coffee dates at my kitchen table in December. Just plan something. It could be 5 coffee dates if I don't know. I probably won't. I'll be like 2 or 3 little coffee dates. And it'll probably be at my house, but keep that calendar open and get something on there. And then number 4, I will say some sort of IPAs. And IPAs, if they're taking you longer than 45 minutes to an hour, either you're getting distracted or it's probably just too much. Go to your sponsor and ask for help. Those IPAs, expanding your network daily, takes a couple of seconds on a Facebook group of your choice. And again, like, this could sound like a lot, but really, oh man, setting aside that half an hour to an hour somewhere in your day and putting it on your calendar, choosing a time like Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm going to pop in and do something at 7 o'clock every night or 7 a.m. every day. So that, for me, those 4 things, keeping your belief high. So pouring into yourself just an itty bitty tiny bit, stay engaged. Number 2, choose the non-negotiables with your peeps, right? Put a couple things on the calendar, pray about it, and look around and think, who can I connect with? It doesn't have to be a sip and see. It could turn into a sip and see very easily. Pour into relationships, right? And then decide your IPAs. I feel like that is just good. And you will be golden when the new year comes.
Right. Because if we take the month off, that this is such a great time to gear up for the new year, because in the new year, people are ready to meet their goals. They're ready to start with their resolutions. And that's one of the things that I love. I think it was actually Jarrett Abart was talking about what are people thinking about in December. And what are people going to be thinking about in January? And you can start gearing your post. Like if you're like, I don't know what to post today or whatever, start thinking about, okay, what is everybody else thinking about? And how can I offer, what do I have that I can offer a solution to that? This business is a solution to so many people right now because they are spending money they don't have with their credit card for Christmas. So like, don't be afraid to talk about that, right? I mean, even though you may not be making but $25 a month, it doesn't matter. You're on a path. At least you're on a path that nobody else is on, right? You're 25 more bucks to pay on your credit card than they have, right? So like, think about what other people are thinking about now and tailor your posts and things like that, or maybe your live videos. If you do that, do that. Tailor it to what they're thinking about and what they're going to be thinking about, and they'll pay attention to you and they'll remember that. Yeah, I love that tip that he gave. That was really good.
Well, now that I think about it too, last December was a real it just kind of actually got me back on track because we had so much going on. So I had to strip away all the extras in my business and really go, okay, what is going to bear the most fruit? And so guess what? When I went to January, February, March, I kept those little habits going and I wasn't scrolling Facebook as much. And I was using my timer again for 15-minute increments where I was just like, I'm going to message 5 people in 15 minutes. Watch me. It was like against myself, which is really weird. I like compete against myself. I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. Okay. But I mean, really, in 2016, I kind of did something kooky and I am still benefiting from it. My Diamond suggested that we do a 30-day challenge. And I was like, what am I doing in the busiest month of the year? But, sometimes it's right, you guys. I decided to take it. Basically, we were going to contact 300 people within the month of December. It was just 10 people a day. It was called the EEK Challenge, Extraordinary Effort to Connect, but with a K. 10 messages a day. I was like, no problem. Oh, it was so hard to get those in. It wasn't even about Plexus. We were just like, how are you, friend? Sending you, blessings this Christmas. What do you have planned this Saturday? To keep up with that was insane. So I contacted 300 people. I still have people joining me now that I connected.
Get out.
So it was worth it. Was it a little scary? And I would not go to bed until I did my 10. I'd be like, okay, good night, babe. I gotta go. I'm like, should I have done this? But I'm so thankful. So you never know, you guys. Talk to your spouse. Pray about it. Look at your calendar and talk to your kids too and see what you want to do as a family. You never know. It could be more of a simplifying month or a month where you're like, we got stuff to do.
Yeah. I love that. I love that challenge.
Ooh, baby. It was good. I'm like 10 people, no problem, just saying hi. Oh, no, because they turned in the conversations, and friendships.
Oh, that's good, though. Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest blessing.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Well, anything else? Do you have any challenges to give our people, our sweet? I just love everything you've shared so far. I feel like we basically just.
Well,
all sides.
The thing is this journey has not been easy. It's not, people aren't messaging me every day. I don't get 10 messages a day and say, oh, can I please buy Plexus? I really want to join your team. Y'all, it's not that way. I wish, maybe somebody it is, hopefully, but that's just not been the case for me. But the thing is we just didn't quit. And in the hard times, we just kept on doing what we knew to do. And I would challenge you in this. Go outside of Plexus and read network marketing books about the business because and even Bob Heilig is a great example because he's not Plexus. I'm not having anything against people in Plexus. I'm saying it's good for us to hear other company as far as network marketing in general, the industry, the averages, the numbers, the truth behind what we do, not just in Plexus, but about the market that we are in. And so sometimes I have to remind myself of the facts, that the facts are, it's only like 5 to 12 follow-ups before somebody ever joins or buys. That's not going to change just because I'm with Plexus. That's just pretty standard across the industry. I think, what is it? 1 out of every 10 or maybe 2 out of every 10 people are going to order or join.
Right.
That's not gonna, so when you know the facts about what we're in, it kind of helps you through those times. You're like, well, it's not just me. So I would say don't quit. Just keep going, work through those times, and then kind of, arm yourself with the truth. Arm yourself with the truth. And don't fall for the lies that we tell ourselves so many times. I have to stop myself and say, wait. That's not the truth. That's just an emotion, or that's a fear. That's not the truth. And so that's my challenge. Find the truth and look at network marketing as a whole. Because I think that's been really helpful for me.
Okay, so last question that was so good. Arm yourself with the truth. And it's interesting to me that you're still doing that. I was talking to my coach earlier today, and what did he say? He was like, well, how can I help you? And I said, I really have to get back to studying network marketing again, because I know some facts, but they're kind of fading away. Like, okay, why is this so amazing? I mean, and I have the paycheck already, you guys. That's kind of embarrassing, but that's just how we work. It's a day in and day out business, right? I show up. I do punch a time card, and it is relationship, and it is so fun, but we show up. Yeah. So Jen, what was I just going to ask you this last thing? Oh, because we chatted about this just a tiny bit. If you could go back to when you were silver or gold, what would you tell yourself? And maybe what would you do differently, whether it's December or not? Is there anything that you would do differently?
As far, I think when you said, what would you tell yourself? I would tell myself not to be afraid, because I was so fearful of what everybody was going to think. And if somebody wanted to quit Plexus, oh, it didn't work. Okay. Thanks for trying. No, that's not how, who does that? But I was fearful. I lived in a lot of fear that was irrational. And so I would say, don't make your decisions based on fear. If somebody says that I don't want to try the people, well, what was your experience? What happened? Tell me. I need to know why you want to quit. And, oh, I tried it for 3 weeks. Oh, well, girl, we talked about this. That wasn't enough time. Social media is so tricky. And I tell, we talk about it on our team. I'm like, let's try to pretend if that person were standing right in front of you, you would more than likely have more of a conversation. You would probably, okay, thanks. So I would say if I could tell myself one thing, because I quit, I sent an email to Lori Welch. I was doing a class, some little, silvers. No, it was like a growth. Anyway, whatever, some sort of class that Lori Welch did. And it started right before Thanksgiving, right after I joined. I wasn't going to do it. I just scrolled on by. Kristen messages me, you're going to do that, right? I was like, yeah, I am. No, but I am now because you messaged me and asked me. But she knew that I had told her. See, I had told her I wanted the business. So was it wrong for her to ask me that? No, that's what I told her. So why wouldn't I do it? Did the class. It was hard because you had to message people. You had to talk to people. You had to take your business card to places and leave it and all these scary things for me. And I quit. I emailed Lori. I was like, I can't do this. This is too hard. Because it was, and she emailed me back and she's like, you're not quitting. That's what she said. She's like, you're not quitting. I know. I'm like, well, great. I'm trying to quit and I can't quit.
It's so hard.
It was the same month I went gold. Isn't that funny? The very same month I went gold. So if I could go back now, I would just say, don't be afraid, because what we have is absolutely invaluable, and people really need it. And if we really, I read, oh my gosh, and I wish I had my Bible. I read it this morning talking about in Proverbs. So if you read Proverbs for what is today, the 27th, you'll read it. You'll know what I'm talking about. But it was basically the wounds, the wounds, something about the fateful wounds of a friend. I don't know, like basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always sugar and spice and everything nice. That doesn't mean I love you. Sugar and spice and everything nice is not always love. Sometimes it's being honest, not mean. You don't have to be mean to be honest. So I would say don't be fearful and just be real with people and ask them those questions. So that's what I would tell myself, really, in going back, is people are so much nicer than you think they are. They are so much more understanding than you think they are. And yeah, so that's what I would do.
That is so true. Yeah, they do believe our hearts more than we realize they do. And they do know your character more than even you realize they do. If they know you want their best in mind, they're going to listen to you as you lead them forward. Amen to that. I feel like
what would you do?
So different. Well, I am so health nut, crunchy girl. That's all I saw. I was like, oh my goodness, look how many lives can be changed by these products. Because I've helped a lot of people with oils, with different supplementation, with meal plans, all this stuff. But so that's all that was on my mind during that time. And even still, it just is like, oh yeah, this business that's changing my life. But sharing straight up, like the opportunity, even as a silver, and even with my gold paycheck, and being like, this is where I'm going. Look at this right now. And meeting that need, and having posture, and being proud, and showing them the blessing of that. Yeah. And doing those monthly meetings and leading with the business, I will say. So I was telling Jen earlier, either today or yesterday, I said, that is what I'm moving towards now. Because if that's what I feel like I should have done as a goal, guess what I'm going to do now? I'm going to go do it, Yeah, but we're all on our own journey. Isn't it funny how we're learning things day by day, and some things only the trials or the little speed bumps or the next person you meet makes you realize that aha moment. So there is hope. You're going to grow so much, you guys. Aren't you excited about that? Through this whole opportunity that next month, we're not going to be the same people that we were this month. And we are constantly digging for those diamonds, to those people that are looking for us, that are waiting for us, and we don't know who they are. What do they say? 1 in 10 will want to do the business with us and jump on board with us. Sometimes it's more than that. So just share with the peeps. My husband's always like, this sounds kind of violent. It's such a guy mentality. I guess you could portray it as a squirt gun, but he's like, just shoot them all, just spray it. You know what I mean? Like a machine gun. I'm like, or like a water gun, squirting everybody, and see just who is like, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. So fun to hang out with you guys tonight. We've kept you a little bit over, but I really wanted you to hear from amazing Emerald Jen, who's going to be screaming towards Sapphire here. And we know that so many rank ups are going to be happening, you guys, with all these new 199 welcome packs, bringing in those extra points, and setting up our new people with success right off the bat with X Factor Plus, with Edge to help them through detox, give them a little bit more energy. Oh my goodness, a 7-day crawl pack to ask somebody in their life to do it with them for some accountability. Those 199 welcome packs are the way to go, you guys, in every sense of the word. So, okay, God bless you all. Thank you, Jen, for hanging out tonight.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you, Dream Team. That's such a great name. Don't you guys love it? Dream Team, baby. Bye, Gets and Grace. Thanks, Jen.
Bye. Thank y'all.
Bye, friends.